The first sign of trouble came on a quiet Saturday morning when Lisa Harper, the head of a neighborhood council, showed up outside my backyard fence holding a clipboard and flashing that annoying, too perfect smile. I was floating in my brand new pool, enjoying the warm sun in my suburban Texas backyard, when I heard someone fumbling with the gate latch. Through my sunglasses, I saw this lady I vaguely recognized from the neighborhood. Never spoken to her, waving like we were old pals. "Just need to talk through the pool schedule real quick," she called out like this was a totally normal thing to say to someone mid-float in their own private pool. I swam over, grabbed my towel, and approached the gate, water trailing behind me. She stood there in neatly pressed slacks and a pastel top, her community board chair pin catching the sunlight like she was some kind of self-declared law enforcer. Her perfectly styled silver hair didn't move an inch in the breeze, and her grip on the clipboard was borderline aggressive. "Sorry, what schedule?" I asked, genuinely confused. "The neighborhood pool schedule," she answered, tilting her head like I was being difficult. "We got to set hours for families, kids, adults only, that sort of thing." I blinked. My mind raced as I glanced back at the pool I'd spent nearly 6 months designing and building. Cost me nearly 60 grand. On my land. With my money. "There's been a mistake," I said slowly. "This is my private pool, not a community facility." Her grin twitched for a second before bouncing back. "Oh no, in our neighborhood charter, all major recreational additions become shared use. It's a cooperative system. It's right in the guidelines. I spent 20 years working corporate logistics. I know how to read fine print. And I also know garbage when I hear it." I stayed calm, but direct. I combed through every HOA doc before signing. I told her, "I got permits, submitted designs, went through your own architectural approval process. You signed off on it." She gave a casual wave, her diamond ring flashing like she was trying to distract me. "Approvals are just procedural. In spirit, we share our amenities." She tried handing me a typed-out pool schedule through the gate. I didn't take it. I looked at her, really looked at her. Mid-50s luxury brand sunglasses, probably the type who returns perfectly good food at restaurants on principle. "I'm sorry," I said, "but this isn't happening. I pay for the upkeep. I take the liability. This is my space." Her friendly mask cracked. "Well then, I guess we'll just have to take it to the next board meeting," she said, spinning around and clacking away in her heels like she was on her way to fire someone. I just stood there, dripping wet, wondering what kind of upside-down world I'd fallen into, where a personal pool somehow became a public utility. Let me backtrack. I'm Jason Cruz. My wife, Natalie, and I moved into Brookridge Village 2 years ago. We were upgrading from a tiny duplex in Dallas. We wanted a place where our kids, Ava and Leo, could run around in a real backyard. We saved for years to get here. For bedrooms, a workshop garage, and a backyard that begged for a pool. I grew up in SoCal, and summers without water just felt wrong. So I did my homework. Every approval, every inch within setback rules, even pool tile colors submitted for approval. The HOA board rubber-stamped the project unanimously. Lisa Harper, the woman now treating my pool like a public fountain, had even scribbled "looks fantastic" in the margins of the approval. Construction started in early spring. The crew from Lone Star Pools was efficient, quiet, and respectful. But I noticed Lisa walking by more and more. At first, I figured she was just nosy. Then she started chatting with the workers, even asking about timelines. Once, during installation, she looked over the fence and said, "The whole street's excited. Everyone's been talking about it." I thought she meant talking about how nice it looked. I had no clue she meant it like, everyone's going to use it. Pool finished on schedule. We hosted a little get-together, family, a few neighbors. Everyone loved it. And then Monday morning rolled around, and Lisa Harper decided to launch her little takeover. After she stormed off, I dug out my HOA files. I'm meticulous. I had every paper categorized and cross-referenced. Not one mention of private pools becoming shared spaces. The guidelines mentioned common areas, which were clearly defined as the park and trails. Private land was, well, private. Just to make sure, I emailed the HOA's general inbox, not Lisa's. The response came the next morning from Stan Wu, the secretary. He was at the welcome picnic last fall, a numbers guy, no nonsense. Your pool is private. No HOA policies require you to allow public use. Sorry for the misunderstanding, his email read. I printed it, highlighted it, and added it to my binder. Problem solved, right? Wrong. 3 days later, I went to let our dog out and noticed something zip-tied to our gate. A laminated sign reading community pool rules. I took photos from every angle. Then I removed it and installed 4 security cameras. Natalie thought I was going overboard. Maybe she's just confused, she asked. She signed the approval herself. I reminded her, this isn't confusion. It's a power trip. That week, my next-door neighbor, Kevin, waved me down. Hey man, Lisa's posting in the neighborhood Facebook group like your pool's the new community center, he said, eyes wide. People are asking how to reserve it. I joined the group. First time. Sure enough, Lisa had posted a blurry photo of my backyard and declared it Brookridge's new community pool. I wrote a calm, firm post setting the record straight. I attached the email from Stan. Lisa replied minutes later, Jason's new here. He's still learning how we do things in Brookridge. I logged off before I typed something I'd regret. The post was deleted shortly after, but not before screenshots spread. The messages started rolling in. Sorry, we had no idea. She told us you volunteered it. Then came the fake violation letter in my mailbox. No postage. You have 7 days to provide public access or face fines and legal action. Signed solely by Lisa. I contacted my lawyer. Patricia Brandt doesn't play around. She sent a cease and desist to both Lisa and the full board, warning them to back off or face legal consequences. 2 days later, the board president, Alan Burke, called me. He had no clue this was happening. I'm calling a board meeting. This has to stop, he said. You'd think that'd be the end. But Lisa wasn't done. In the end, Lisa Harper's desperate power grab didn't just fail. It backfired spectacularly. Her attempt to twist the rules, manipulate the community, and claim what wasn't hers exposed a deeper truth. People like her thrive only when no one pushes back. But this time, someone did. The incident became a turning point for our neighborhood. Rules were clarified, transparency was enforced, and neighbors who once stayed quiet started speaking up. The pool that sparked it all? Still private, still ours, and now a symbol of standing your ground. Natalie and I enjoy quiet evenings by the water, knowing we protected what we built. Our kids swim, laugh, and grow stronger, never knowing just how close we came to losing the peace we worked so hard for. And every so often, a new neighbor asks about the laminated survey framed in our hallway. I just smile and say, you're going to want to hear this story. Because sometimes it takes one overreaching clipboard warrior to remind a whole community what boundaries really mean and why they're worth defending.